Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're going into the mind of Leonardo da Vinci.
The mind of Leonardo da Vinci.
But we're not doing it through his paintings or inventions. We're going even deeper through his notebooks.
His notebooks.
We're lucky enough to have some excerpts from a podcast.
Ooh, cool.
It's called The Life of Leonardo da Vinci and His Mysterious Notebooks, hosted by Alex and Sophia.
Okay.
And they really provide some amazing insights.
Yeah.
So these notebooks, it's not like they were meant for a museum or published.
Yeah, they're very personal.
It's like we're getting a glimpse into his private thoughts, his experiments.
His grocery lists.
Even his grocery lists.
Right. I mean, you see it all in there.
It's really like looking over his shoulder as he's working and seeing how these ideas came together.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that really stands out is just how interconnected his thinking was.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who wasn't just a painter.
Right.
He was a sculptor, an anatomist, an engineer, an architect.
I feel like we need like a drum roll sound effect when listing all those things.
Yeah, seriously. It goes on and on.
I mean, the term Renaissance man, I think he embodies that maybe better than anyone.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think that speaks to the era that he lived in.
Yeah, the Renaissance.
Right. This just explosion of curiosity and knowledge in all these different fields.
Exactly.
So Leonardo, born in 1452,
Okay.
in Vinci, Italy.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so he was actually an illegitimate son,
Oh, interesting.
and that actually freed him in some ways
Oh, how so?
because he wasn't bound by these traditional career paths
I see.
that a lot of people were at the time.
Okay.
And he also didn't have any formal education in Latin or Greek.
Okay.
He was largely self-taught, so
Wow.
talk about a driven individual, just this intellectual hunger that must have fueled him.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then he ends up apprenticing under Andrea del Verrocchio in Florence.
Yeah, Verrocchio.
What can you tell us about that?
So this is where Leonardo really honed his artistic skills, right? I mean, painting, sculpting mechanics even.
Wow, a lot of different things.
There's this story, and it might be apocryphal, but I love it anyway.
Okay, let's hear it.
Verrocchio was so astonished by Leonardo's talent
Yeah.
in the painting, The Baptism of Christ, that he allegedly vowed to never paint again.
He was like, I'm done. I can't compete with that.
Basically. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm outdone.
That is some serious talent to outshine your master.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, obviously we're talking about Da Vinci, but
It's not just the talent.
Yeah.
It's that curiosity that really set him apart.
yeah,
And that comes through in his art.
absolutely. And speaking of his art, I mean, he's famous for the Mona Lisa.
Right, the Mona Lisa.
But what was so groundbreaking about his work in general?
His mastery of light and shadow perspective composition was just revolutionary.
Yeah.
You take a technique like sumato.
Okay.
It's that subtle blending of colors and tones.
Okay.
And you look at the Mona Lisa,
Yeah.
that enigmatic smile,
Yeah.
that soft, almost ethereal quality.
You can practically feel the light on her face.
Right. It's great.
Like it's photographic almost.
It really is. And that comes from not just artistic skill, but keen observation too.
Yeah.
Leonardo's notebooks revealed this deep interest in optics and light refraction.
Really?
He wasn't just painting what he saw, he understood how we see.
That's so interesting. So he wasn't just recreating reality, he was like dissecting it,
Yeah,
understanding it on a deeper level.
absolutely.
Which makes me wonder about his unfinished works,
Oh, yeah.
like The Last Supper.
Why do you think so many pieces were left unfinished?
Yeah, why do you think he left so many incomplete?
It's a great question, and I don't think there's one answer.
Yeah.
The notebooks give us some clues.
Okay.
They reveal a mind that was just constantly exploring,
Yeah.
pushing boundaries almost to a fault.
Really?
Yeah, and his perfectionism, I think, may have been his own worst enemy in some ways, always seeking like a higher level of detail and accuracy.
It's interesting that the pursuit of knowledge could also be a downfall.
Right. It's like this double-edged sword.
Yeah.
But that's where the notebooks become so crucial.
Okay.
They weren't just random sketches.
Yeah.
They were his laboratory testing ground for his artistic theories,
Okay.
anatomical observations, engineering concepts.
So they really bridge the gap between the art and the science.
Absolutely. And I think the Vitruvian Man, that famous sketch,
Yes.
really embodies that fusion,
Yeah.
perfect proportions and symmetry.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just about aesthetics.
Right.
It reflects that deep understanding of anatomy,
Okay.
that quest to capture the ideal human form.
Yeah.
And then you have the mirror script.
Oh, right. The infamous mirror script.
Adds another layer of mystery.
Yeah. What was he doing with that?
Was it a code to protect his ideas or just because he was left-handed?
It's a good question.
We're still not entirely sure.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what else is in those pages.
Right. What are we missing?
What secrets are hidden?
Exactly.
It's really mind-boggling to think about these notebooks.
Yeah.
Anatomical studies next to a grocery list.
Right.
Engineering designs alongside sketches for these masterpieces.
You really get a sense of just how wide-ranging his mind was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we haven't even touched upon his scientific discoveries, which were so far ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was centuries ahead of his time.
Centuries. I mean, his work in anatomy, for example, it laid the foundation for modern medicine.
Really? That's incredible.
It really is.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
What specifically about his anatomical studies makes them so groundbreaking?
Well, he wasn't just copying what other people had done before him.
Okay.
He was conducting dissections himself
Wow.
and meticulously documenting his observations.
All in these notebooks.
All in the notebooks, yeah.
I mean, that had to have been pretty radical for the time.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And his detailed drawings of the heart muscles and organs,
Yeah.
they were so much more accurate than anything that had come before.
Mm.
Yeah, he even correctly described the way blood flows through the heart,
Wow.
a discovery that wouldn't be fully understood for centuries after his death.
So he was like the first cardiologist in a way.
Yeah, you could say that.
That's incredible.
And his anatomical studies weren't limited to the heart.
Right.
He was fascinated by the human body as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And the notebooks are just filled with these incredible drawings of bones, muscles, nerves, blood vessels.
Did this anatomical knowledge inform his art as well?
Absolutely. You can see it
Yeah.
in the realism and expressiveness of his paintings.
Okay.
The Mona Lisa, for example.
Right.
The subtle nuances of her smile. The
Hmm.
delicate contours of her face.
Uh-huh.
They all stem from this deep understanding of facial muscles.
It's like he was able to capture not just the outward appearance, but the inner workings
Exactly.
of the human form.
Yeah, he understood how everything worked together.
Fascinating. And this connection between art and science,
Right.
that seems to be a recurring theme
It really is.
in Leonardo's work.
Yeah, they weren't separate disciplines for him.
Right.
They were intertwined.
Yeah. And it makes me think of like his fascination with light and optics. It wasn't just about making the paintings beautiful.
Right.
It was about understanding the science of how we see.
Precisely. And speaking of science,
Yeah.
his notebooks reveal groundbreaking work in optics and light refraction, too.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
He was centuries ahead of his time
Wow.
in his understanding of lenses and the workings of the human eye.
It's like he was predicting the camera.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
He was fascinated by how light interacts with objects and surfaces
Uh-huh.
and how those interactions create the images we perceive.
Wow.
And his notebooks are filled with diagrams, experiments
Wow.
that demonstrate this deep understanding.
So clearly his artistic genius was fueled by his scientific mind.
Absolutely. They went hand in hand.
But his interest didn't start with just the human body or the physics of light.
Oh, no, not even close.
Right, we haven't even gotten to the flying machines yet.
Bob will get there.
But first I want to talk about water.
Water.
Because I know he had a fascination with water as well.
He did. He was obsessed with water.
Yeah, and his sketches of like swirling water
Oh, they're mesmerizing.
and turbulent currents, they're just mesmerizing to look at.
They really are.
But I imagine they were more than just pretty pictures.
They were.
Right.
It was his way of trying to understand how water moves,
Uh-huh.
how it behaves, the principles of hydrodynamics.
Did he have any practical applications in mind for this?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Okay, what kind of things?
He designed canals,
Okay.
water pumps.
Oh, wow.
He even envisioned underwater breathing devices.
What? No way.
Yeah, seriously.
Underwater breathing devices back then?
He was thinking about it.
That's incredible.
It was all theoretical, of course, but his
Wow.
insights into fluid dynamics were remarkable,
Yeah.
and they still influence modern engineering today.
It's amazing to think that one person could have such a wide-ranging impact
Right.
on so many different fields.
He wasn't afraid to tackle any challenge.
Speaking of tackling challenges,
Yeah.
we have to talk about the flying machines.
Oh, yes, the flying machines?
I mean, it's like something straight out of science fiction.
Right.
His designs for the ornithopter.
The ornithopter.
That flying machine inspired by birds
Yeah.
is just a testament to his imagination.
To his belief in human ingenuity.
Yeah, like what if we could fly like birds?
Exactly.
I can just imagine him like observing birds in flight,
Oh, yeah.
sketching their wings,
Studying every movement.
trying to unlock the secrets of flight.
He wanted to know how they did it.
Did any of his flying machines ever actually get off the ground?
Sadly, no.
No.
The technology of his time just wasn't there yet.
Right.
But you know what's amazing?
What?
Centuries later, his sketches and notes,
Yeah.
they still inspire engineers and inventors
Really?
who are pushing the boundaries of flight today.
It's amazing that his unrealized ideas can spark innovation.
It's a testament to his legacy.
Centuries later.
Absolutely. And his engineering feats didn't stop there.
Oh, of course not.
No, no, no. His notebooks are filled with designs for bridges,
Okay.
canals,
Yeah.
weapons,
Okay.
and even a robotic knight.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
A robotic knight?
A robotic knight.
Are you serious?
I'm completely serious.
Oh my God.
He designed this mechanical suit of armor
Okay.
that could sit, and even move its arms.
What?
Yeah. It was a precursor to modern robotics.
That is unbelievable.
I know, it's mind-blowing.
It really is. I'm speechless.
But we're not done yet.
Okay.
We haven't even talked about his work in urban planning.
Urban planning.
Uh-huh.
Leonardo was designing cities too.
He was...
This is incredible.
I know.
Okay, so what did he come up with?
Well, he envisioned cities with efficient sanitation systems,
Okay.
wide streets for better traffic flow, and even underground waste disposal.
Wow. He was thinking about the problems of his time
He was...
that are still relevant today.
Exactly.
He was trying to solve them.
He was way ahead of his time.
He was a true visionary.
A true visionary.
It's amazing. All these different interests.
Right.
Art, science, engineering, urban planning.
It's all there.
They're all in these notebooks.
It's like you said, you really see the interconnectedness of his mind
Yeah.
laid out on paper.
But I'm curious, did all of his ideas come to fruition?
Well, that's the thing about being a visionary.
Yeah.
Not all of your ideas are going to work out.
Right.
And some of them were just impossible.
Right, like the perpetual motion machine.
Exactly.
That was never going to work.
Not really, but
But it's still fascinating.
it is.
Yeah.
Because even his failures, they reveal his process,
Okay.
his willingness to experiment,
Yeah.
to push the boundaries.
To think outside the box.
Exactly.
The notebooks weren't just about documenting successes.
Yeah.
It was about the process of discovery.
Yeah, that's what makes them so valuable.
And so inspiring.
Absolutely.
They're saying, don't be afraid to experiment,
Yeah.
to fail to think outside the box.
Yeah. That's where true innovation lies.
And speaking of thinking outside the box, I'm curious to know more about Leonardo the person,
Oh, yeah.
not just Leonardo the genius.
Right.
So what do these notebooks tell us about his personality?
Well, one thing that really stands out is his insatiable curiosity.
Okay.
His notebooks are just filled with questions,
Okay.
observations,
Yeah.
musings on a huge array of topics.
It reminds me of a child who's like discovering the world for the first time.
Exactly.
That sense of wonder and awe at everything they encounter.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And it speaks to his lifelong pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah.
He wasn't content with just accepting the status quo.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to understand the underlying principles
Of everything.
of everything.
Wow.
So yeah, that insatiable curiosity was definitely a driving force
It makes sense.
behind his genius.
Yeah.
But the notebooks also reveal a more human side.
Okay, that's what I was hoping for.
Right.
Yeah.
He wasn't some flawless automaton just churning out masterpieces and inventions.
Right.
He struggled with procrastination,
Oh, really?
perfectionism,
Okay.
even self-doubt.
That's kind of reassuring to know
Right.
that even Leonardo had his off days.
He did.
So he wasn't always like hitting it out of the park.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
And the notebooks give us these little glimpses into those moments
Okay.
of frustration,
Yeah.
uncertainty.
Yeah.
You'll find pages filled with abandoned projects, half-finished sketches,
Okay.
revised theories.
So even for a genius like Leonardo,
Yeah.
the creative process was messy
It was messy.
and iterative.
Very iterative.
Okay, that's good to know.
Right. It's like he's saying, hey, even I don't get it right on the first try.
Yeah.
It takes time, effort, and a lot of trial and error.
It's a good lesson for all of us.
It really is.
Creativity isn't about instant perfection.
No.
It's about embracing the journey,
Absolutely.
the stumbles and the breakthroughs.
The whole thing.
It's not just about the end product, it's about the process.
Yeah, the exploration.
Yeah, the constant learning and refinement.
And Leonardo's notebooks, they're a testament to that process.
Okay.
They're not just a collection of finished works.
Right.
They're a window into the mind of a genius at work.
Yeah.
We see his ideas taking shape,
Mm-hmm.
his theories evolving,
Yeah.
his experiments succeeding and failing.
Like we're getting a behind-the-scenes look
Exactly.
at the making of a masterpiece.
And that's what's so inspiring about them.
It's really cool.
Right. They remind us that creativity is a journey, not a destination.
Yeah.
It's about being curious, asking questions, experimenting, and never giving up
Okay.
on our pursuit of knowledge and beauty.
You know, it's amazing to me that these notebooks have survived for centuries,
Yeah.
passed down through generations, and now they're giving us this glimpse into the mind of one of history's greatest geniuses.
Yeah, it really is remarkable.
It speaks to the enduring power of his legacy.
His ideas.
His art.
His inventions.
They continue to captivate us.
Centuries later.
Why do you think that is?
Why are we still so fascinated by Leonardo da Vinci?
Yeah, what is it about him that resonates with us today?
I think it's because he represents the boundless potential of the human mind. He was a true polymath.
Yeah.
Excelling in art, science, engineering, so many other fields.
Yeah.
He saw connections where others saw boundaries. And his work embodies the interconnectedness of all knowledge.
He was a master at breaking down silos.
He really was.
He didn't see art and science as these separate disciplines.
Right.
He saw them as complementary aspects of a unified whole.
And that's a message I think that's more relevant than ever.
Okay.
In a world that's increasingly specialized and fragmented,
Right.
we need more Leonardo da Vinci's.
Yeah, we do.
People who can bridge the gap between different fields
Yeah.
and bring a holistic perspective.
Exactly. So what can we learn from his example?
How do we tap into our own inner Renaissance person?
I like that. I like that phrase.
I think the first step is to cultivate our own curiosity.
Okay.
Never stop asking questions,
Yeah.
exploring new ideas,
Okay.
seeping out knowledge.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning. Exactly.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to venture outside your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Delve into unfamiliar subjects.
So it's about embracing that childlike sense of wonder that we talked about.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And don't be afraid to experiment,
Yeah.
to try new things, and to fail.
Okay.
Remember, Leonardo's notebooks are full of his own failures and setbacks.
Right.
It's all part of the creative process.
So embrace the messiness,
Yeah.
the detours, the unexpected discoveries.
It's all part of the journey.
It's all part of the journey. I like that.
And don't limit yourself to a single discipline.
Okay.
Explore the connections between different fields.
Yeah.
You might be surprised at what emerges
Okay.
when you break down those silos.
So be a lifelong learner,
Yes.
a curious explorer, a fearless experimenter.
Channel your inner Leonardo
Yes, I love it.
and never underestimate the power of observation.
Okay.
Leonardo was a keen observer of the natural world,
Yeah.
and his notebooks are filled with detailed drawings,
Oh,
descriptions of everything,
yeah.
plants, animals,
Uh-huh.
the movement of water, the flight of birds.
It's like he was trying to understand the world around him on this deeper level.
He was.
Not just seeing, but truly observing.
Exactly.
Analyzing.
And that's a skill that we can all develop.
Yeah. How do we do that?
Take the time to really look at the world around you.
Okay.
Notice the details.
Yeah.
Ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Seek out patterns and connections.
Slow down and
Yes.
pay attention.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And finally, don't forget the importance of documentation.
Oh, documentation.
Yeah, Leonardo's notebooks are a testament to that.
Yeah.
The value of recording our thoughts, ideas,
Mm-hmm.
observations.
Okay.
Whether it's a physical notebook, a digital document, even just a voice memo. Make it a habit
Okay.
to capture your insights and inspirations.
Okay.
You never know when they might spark a breakthrough,
Yeah.
lead to a new discovery.
So let's all take a page from Leonardo's book.
Literally.
Literally embrace curiosity, observation,
Experimentation.
just documentation.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll unlock our own hidden genius along the way.
I love that.
Yeah.
So until next time,
Yeah.
keep exploring.
Keep creating.
Keep diving deep.
We like it.
So we were talking about how his anatomical studies were so groundbreaking and centuries ahead of their time.
Yeah.
What I find so fascinating is that he didn't just study anatomy.
Oh, no.
He was also obsessed with water.
Oh, yeah. Leonardo loved water.
And we can see that
In his
in
notebooks, right?
Yeah, all the notebooks. You see these incredible sketches.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Like swirling water.
Turbulent currents.
Yeah, and they're mesmerizing.
Mesmerizing to look at.
But obviously, there's more to it. Oh, there's so much more to it.
Than just pretty pictures.
They were really his attempts to understand the movement of water,
Okay.
how it behaves, the principles of hydrodynamics.
Because it's like science meeting art.
Exactly.
But did he have any practical applications
Oh, yeah, he did.
for this knowledge of water?
He designed canals,
Okay.
water pumps,
Makes sense.
Even envisioned underwater breathing devices.
Underwater breathing device.
I know it sounds crazy.
That's hundreds of years before.
Yes, centuries ahead of his time.
So he was really thinking outside the box.
Oh, absolutely.
When it came to water.
He was trying to figure out how to harness its power.
Yeah.
How to control it, how to work with it.
And his insights into fluid dynamics?
They were remarkable.
They were.
And they still influence engineering today.
It's incredible how one person could have such a wide-ranging impact.
I know, it's mind-boggling.
And so many different fields.
Leonardo was a force of nature.
He really was. And speaking of forces of nature, we have to talk about the flying machines.
Oh, the flying machines.
I mean, this is like straight out of science fiction.
Yeah.
The designs for the ornithopter.
The ornithopter.
A flying machine inspired by birds.
I mean, just the idea of it.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
It really speaks to his imagination.
And his belief in human ingenuity.
That humans could actually fly.
Exactly.
I can just picture him observing birds.
Oh, yeah.
Sketching their wings.
Studying their every move.
Trying to figure out how they did it.
He was obsessed with flight.
But did any of his flying machines ever actually fly?
Sadly, no.
No.
The technology just wasn't there yet.
Right.
But centuries later,
yeah,
his sketches and notes, they still inspire
really
engineers and inventors today.
Oh.
Pushing the boundaries of flight.
It's amazing that his unrealized ideas can still spark innovation all these years later.
That's the power of a true visionary.
A true visionary.
Someone who sees beyond the limits of their time.
And his engineering feats didn't stop there.
Oh, no.
We've got bridges, canals, weapons.
Weapons?
Even a robotic knight.
A robotic knight.
Hold on a second.
I'm not making this up.
A robotic knight.
A robotic knight.
Is this for real?
I am completely serious.
I've never heard of this before.
It's one of the lesser-known inventions.
Okay, well, tell me more.
So he designed this mechanical suit of armor.
Okay.
It could sit and move its arms.
A precursor to modern robotics.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
I know, it's mind-blowing.
It really is. And we're not even done yet.
We're not.
We haven't even talked about urban planning.
Oh, urban planning.
Leonardo was designing cities.
Leonardo was designing cities.
I had no idea.
Yeah, this is where his visionary thinking really shines.
Okay, so tell me about these cities. What did he envision?
He envisioned cities with efficient sanitation systems.
Okay, important.
Wide streets for better traffic flow.
Okay.
And get this underground waste disposal.
He was thinking about the problems of his era.
What?
Problems that we still face today. He was trying to solve them way back then.
He was a man ahead of his time.
A true visionary.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible to me that all of these different interests.
I know, it's hard to wrap your head around.
Art, science, engineering, urban planning.
It's all there.
They're all present in these notebooks.
Yeah. And they're not just separate things for him.
Right.
He saw them all as connected.
It really shows the interconnectedness of his mind.
It does.
But even with all these incredible ideas,
Yeah.
did all of them come to fruition?
Well, that's the thing about being a visionary, right?
Right.
Not all of your ideas are going to work out.
Okay.
Some of them are just impossible.
Right, like the perpetual motion machine.
Exactly.
Never going to happen.
Nope.
But even the failures are interesting.
Oh, they are.
Because they show his process.
Exactly.
His willingness to experiment.
To push the boundaries.
To think outside the box.
He wasn't afraid to fail.
So the notebooks weren't just about documenting successes.
No, they were about the process of discovery.
The journey.
The journey.
And that's what makes them so valuable.
And so inspiring.
We're saying don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
To fail, to think outside the box.
To challenge the status quo.
That's where innovation lies.
That's where it all begins.
I love that.
And speaking of thinking outside the box.
Yes.
I think it's time we talked about Leonardo the person.
Oh, yeah. I'm fascinated by this.
Not just Leonardo the genius.
Right. So what can his notebooks tell us about his personality?
Well, one thing that really jumps out at you when you look at the notebooks is just his insatiable curiosity.
His curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, the notebooks are just filled with questions and observations and musings on all sorts of topics.
It's like his mind was always never stopping.
Never satisfied.
Always wanting to know more.
Yeah, it's like he was always asking why, how.
It reminds me of a child, like, discovering the world for the first time, you know?
Oh, that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
That sense of wonder and awe at everything.
Yeah, and it speaks to his lifelong pursuit of knowledge.
Oh, absolutely.
He wasn't content just accepting things at face value.
No, he had to dig deeper.
Yeah, he had to understand.
He wanted to understand the underlying principles of everything he observed.
So this curiosity was a driving force.
Oh, definitely.
Behind his genius.
It fuels his creativity.
Yeah.
It led him to make these groundbreaking discoveries in so many different fields.
But his notebooks also reveal a more human side to him.
Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't just this like flawless automaton, churning out masterpieces and inventions.
Yeah.
He struggled with procrastination.
Really?
Perfectionism.
Okay.
Even self-doubt.
That's kind of reassuring to hear.
Right. It makes him a little more relatable.
Yeah, even Leonardo had his off days.
Oh, absolutely.
He wasn't always hitting it out of the park.
No, not at all.
I like that.
And the notebooks give us these little glimpses into those moments.
Oh, really? Like what?
Moments of frustration and uncertainty. You'll find pages filled with abandoned projects, half-finished sketches, revised theories.
So even for him, the creative process was messy.
Oh, yeah. It was a messy process.
It wasn't just like this straight line from idea to finished product.
No, it was iterative.
Trial and error.
Lots of trial and error.
That's good to know.
It's like he's saying, hey, even I don't get it right on the first try.
Yeah.
It takes time. It takes effort and a lot of trial and error.
That's a good lesson for all of us.
A very good lesson.
Yeah.
Creativity isn't about instant perfection.
Right.
It's about embracing the journey.
The stumbles.
The
breakthroughs.
The whole thing.
Yeah. It's not just about the end product. It's about the process.
The exploration, the constant learning and refinement.
And Leonardo's notebooks are a testament to that process.
They really are.
They're not just a collection of his finished works.
No, they're a window into his mind.
At work?
At work, you see his ideas taking shape. You see his theories evolving. You see his experiments succeeding and failing.
It's like we're getting a behind-the-scenes look.
Exactly.
At the making of a masterpiece.
And that's what makes them so inspiring.
Yeah.
They remind us that creativity is a journey. It's not a destination.
It's not about getting it right the first time.
It's about being curious.
Yeah.
Asking questions, experimenting, and never giving up.
Never giving up.
Never giving up on that pursuit of knowledge and beauty.
And, it's just incredible to me that these notebooks have survived for centuries.
Amazing, isn't it?
Passed down through generations.
I know.
And now we get to peek into the mind.
It's a privilege.
Of one of history's greatest geniuses.
It really is.
It speaks to the enduring power of his legacy.
Absolutely.
His ideas, his inventions, his art.
It continues to captivate and inspire us.
Centuries later.
Centuries later.
Why is that? Why are we still so fascinated by him?
That is the question, isn't it?
Yeah. What is it about Leonardo da Vinci that still resonates with us today?
I think it's because he represents the boundless potential of the human mind.
Oh.
He was a true polymath.
Yeah, he excelled at everything.
Art, science, engineering, you name it.
And he didn't see those things as separate.
No, he saw the connections.
He saw the connections where others saw boundaries.
Exactly.
His work embodies that interconnectedness of all knowledge.
And I think that's a message that's more relevant now than ever.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, we live in a world that's becoming increasingly specialized.
Right.
Fragmented.
Yeah.
And I think we need more Leonardo da Vinci's.
We need more Renaissance people.
We do. We need people who can bridge the gaps between different fields.
Yeah. Bring a holistic perspective.
Exactly.
So what can we learn from his example? How can we tap into our own inner Renaissance person?
Well, I think the first step is to cultivate our own curiosity.
Okay.
Never stop asking questions, exploring new ideas, seeking out knowledge.
Never stop learning.
Never stop learning.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to venture outside your comfort zone.
Well,
explore things that are unfamiliar to you.
Like embrace that childlike sense of wonder that we were talking about.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Okay.
To try new things.
Yeah.
To fail. Remember, Leonardo's notebooks are full of his own failures and setbacks.
Right. It's all part of the process.
It's all part of the process.
So embrace the messiness, the detours, the unexpected discoveries.
It's all part of the journey.
It's all part of the journey.
I like that.
And don't limit yourself to just one discipline.
Okay.
Explore the connections between different fields. You might be surprised at what you find.
Break down the silos.
Break down the silos.
Become a polymath.
Be a polymath. Be a lifelong learner.
Yeah. A curious explorer, a fearless experimenter.
Channel your inner Leonardo.
I love that.
And never underestimate the power of observation.
Observation.
Leonardo was a keen observer of the natural world, and his notebooks are filled with detailed drawings, descriptions of everything.
He was really paying attention. He was paying attention. He was trying to understand the world around him on a deeper level.
Not just seeing, but observing, analyzing.
And that's a skill that we can all develop.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Take the time to really look at the world around you.
Okay.
Notice the details. Ask questions. Seek out patterns and connections.
Slow down.
Slow down.
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
I can do that.
And finally, don't forget the importance of documentation.
Documentation.
Leonardo's notebooks are a testament to the value of recording our thoughts, our ideas, our observations.
Yeah.
So whether it's a physical notebook, a digital document, or even just a voice memo,
Okay.
get in the habit of capturing your insights and inspirations.
I share those ideas.
You never know, they might spark a breakthrough or lead to a new discovery.
So let's all take a page from Leonardo's book.
Literally.
Embrace curiosity,
Observation.
experimentation, and documentation.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll unlock our own hidden genius along the way.
I love that. Well, this has been an incredible journey.
It has.
Exploring the world through Leonardo's eyes.
This is mine.
I feel like I've learned so much,
Hey.
and I'm walking away with a renewed sense of wonder.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, a desire to embrace my own creativity
That's fantastic.
and my own curiosity.
Let Leonardo's legacy inspire us to be more curious,
Yeah.
more observant, more experimental, and more interconnected in our thinking.
And who knows, maybe one day our own notebooks will inspire future generations.
Just like his, continue to inspire us today.
So until next time,
Yes.
keep exploring
Keep exploring.
and keep diving deep.
I like it.